You don't need to make better choices. You need to wake up to the choices you're already making.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to 10 Minutes with Jojo. We're diving into a really powerful idea today from Darren Hardy's book, The Compound Effect. And it's this simple truth. Most of us are basically sleepwalking, making these tiny, unconscious choices that end up creating a life we don't actually want. So in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to wake up and take back control. All right, let's get right into it. The core idea here is that your life, as it is right now, is really just the sum of all the choices you've ever made. The big ones, yeah, but mostly it's the tiny ones. And here's the real kicker. The biggest problem isn't that we make bad choices. It's that, like 99% of our choices, we make them completely unconsciously. We are just running on autopilot.
I want you to really let this sink in. You make your choices, and then your choices turn around and make you. Every single decision, no matter how small it feels, hitting the snooze button, grabbing that can of soda, making one more sales call, each one is like a tiny rudder on a giant ship, and it changes the entire course of your life over time.
Now, what's so fascinating is where we tend to go wrong. You know, we spend our lives on the lookout for these huge, life-destroying mistakes, the elephants, as the book calls them. But as the saying goes, elephants don't bite, mosquitoes do. It's all those tiny, seemingly harmless little choices that really bite us again and again and derail us in the end. I mean, think about it, right? We put up all these guards against the major blunders, the elephants, but we just let the mosquitoes bite us every single day. That mindless bag of chips in the afternoon, the extra hour you spend scrolling on your phone instead of sleeping, that little complaint you make to a coworker. Each one is just a tiny bite, but 1,000 of them, they can do some serious damage. So the big question is, how do we wake up from all this sleepwalking? Well, it all starts with a pretty radical shift in your mindset. The first part of the solution is to start taking 100% responsibility for every single thing in your life. No more blaming, no more playing the victim. It's about complete and total ownership. And this is such an important distinction to make. This isn't about blaming yourself, it's actually about empowering yourself. See, when you fully accept that you're responsible for what you don't do, and how you choose to respond to everything life throws at you, you take all your power back. You stop being a victim of your circumstances, and you become the one who's actually in control.
Darren Hardy tells this incredible story about it. He found himself complaining about his wife all the time, until he decided to take 100% responsibility for his side of the relationship. So for an entire year, he secretly kept this journal where he wrote down one thing he appreciated about her every single day. And by focusing on the positive, his attitude started to change, which then changed how she responded to him. His one choice to change his focus, it totally transformed their marriage.
Okay, so we've got the mindset down, but what's the actual tool? What's the practical thing we can do to make these unconscious choices conscious? Well, it's something incredibly simple, but it is unbelievably powerful. Tracking. Because at the end of the day, what gets measured gets managed.
You know, you just can't improve something if you don't measure it. It's impossible. Tracking is what shines a huge spotlight on your daily actions. It brings this instant awareness to all those little choices you've been sleepwalking through. It really is the ultimate wake-up call.
Let's use a super simple example. A $4 coffee every day. Seems pretty harmless, doesn't it? But that's not the whole story, is it? Because of the compound effect, you're not just losing $4. You're also losing what that $4 could have become if you had invested it. This is what we call opportunity cost. So what's the real 20-year price tag on that daily coffee habit? Over 20 years, assuming a pretty standard 8% return, that so-called harmless $4 coffee actually costs you over $51,000. Let that sink in. $51,000. That's the hidden compounding power of one tiny daily choice. And tracking is what makes you finally see it. And look, this is exactly why all top performers are meticulous trackers. Casino operators track every penny. Olympic athletes track every calorie, every workout, every millisecond. They know that to win, you have to be conscious of the small things, because the small things are what add up to big results. Take the story of Beverly. She was overweight, and she'd get breathless just climbing a flight of stairs. A half marathon? That seemed totally impossible. But she had a powerful why. Her high school reunion was coming up. So she started super small. She just tracked one tiny habit, walking a single mile. Then she increased it, just a little bit at a time, letting that momentum build. And 9 months later, She'd lost 40 pounds and was running more than a half marathon. Her entire life was transformed, all from that one tiny, consistent choice she decided to track. So this all sounds great, but how can you actually apply this, like right now, today? The key is to turn awareness into immediate, simple action. You don't need some massive, life-changing overhaul. You really just need to start. Okay, here's your action plan. It's just 3 simple steps. First, pick just one area you want to improve. Maybe it's your finances, your health, a relationship. Second, for just 1 week, track every single choice you make in that area. Just write it all down. And third, start one tiny positive habit. Don't try to run a marathon tomorrow. Just walk for 5 minutes. Don't try to become a millionaire. Just save $1 a day. Start small.
And that's really the whole secret, right there. This is the simple, powerful formula for creating massive change in your life. Small, smart choices, consistent action, and time. That's the magic of the compound effect. If this helped you wake up and see your choices in a new light, please subscribe to 10 Minutes with Jojo for more book summaries just like this one. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.